So hello gamers, Roblox FPS games attract millions of players pretty much every single day. However, there are plenty of Roblox FPS games that have a few dozen players to literally zero, but they're amazing games. So in this video, I'm going to be counting down the top 10 most underrated Roblox FPS games. Make sure to smash that like button if you find a game on this list that you've never seen before, because you definitely will, but let's get into it. At number 10, we have an FPS game called Impulse. Now, this is actually a remaster of an old game. The gameplay is really fun. You have a primary, a secondary, and a melee, as well as some flashbangs or smokes. I can't remember which one it is. And the main interesting thing about this game is that it has a jetpack for every single player. And your jetpack comes back over time, but you get a lot of jetpack use. Like, you can fly really high up, and depending on the map, you can go super high up in the air and go up to a building, or just fly in the air and try to shoot people from above. There are assault rifles, SMGs, sniper rifles, shotguns, I believe, and you can unlock weapons using the credits you get by playing the game. You can also rank up as well, so there is a lot of progression to the game. However, I had to get my Discord to play this game because it has literally 0 players. And don't worry, games later on the list will have more players, but this one is quite dead right now. At number 9, we have Untitled FPS game. Now, I'm so sad this one died, because right when it came out, it had, I believe, hundreds of people playing it. And it's a really fun, almost hero shooter that is only free-for-all, and it's pretty fun. You have an AK to start, and then a revolver as your secondary. You can also use akimbo Uzis, and then there's 3 different classes as well. The first class, I believe you can turn invisible and then enter, like, the void or something. The newest class I haven't used at all, because the main class I use is called the Gunslinger. And this class gets a sawed-off shotgun that you can launch yourself into the air with. You can also, I believe, one-shot people from like point-blank range, but the damage tends to be really bad on the sawed-off. But basically, with this class, you go from 2 guns by default to 4 weapons, because you have that sawed-off, and then you also have an ultimate ability that's charged over time or by getting kills. So the more kills you get, the more times you're going to be able to use your ultimate ability, which is cool. Instead of just making it a timer, now if you're actually better, you get to use it more. And that ultimate ability is a sniper rifle that is hit scan and has basically perfect hip fire. You only get 5 bullets, but it can one-shot anywhere on the body, and it is insane. So you can throw yourself really high up in the air with your sawed-off shotgun and then shoot people with your sniper. And then there's also akimbo Uzis as well. I'm not sure if there's too many other guns than that, but yeah, the game is really fun, and I'm kind of sad that it kind of died. There's also a bunch of memes and random stuff around the maps, which is pretty cool, like TNT blocks from Minecraft that launch you. It's a really fun game. At number 8, we have Rush Point. Now, Rush Point is essentially Valorant, a 5v5 defusal, search and destroy type game mode with different classes. And of course, it has an in-game economy between the rounds. There are more expensive guns that are better, like there's essentially an AK, a suppressed scar, a deagle, SMGs like a UMP45. The weapons are based on real weapons. They're a little bit goofy, but a lot of them are like, okay, this is a UMP45, which is pretty cool. A lot of the abilities feel really bad, not gonna lie. Like, there's a turret guy that has a turret that does like literally 1 damage. Main character I like to use whenever I can is a character that just gets a sprint. That is like their only ability, is that they can sprint, but there are characters who can like heal themselves and maybe teleport and stuff. I don't know. I'm surprised this game isn't more popular. It might be a bit better than Counterblock, so I'm not gonna lie. At number 7, we have Ragdoll Universe, which can be played in 3rd or 1st person, and it's made by Elsplash, the same people that ended up making Doors, the Roblox horror game. I really like this game. It has a bunch of different items that you can pick up off the ground. You basically fall onto the map from above, and you just have to go find different weapons. There are legendary weapons that have a bunch of really insane stats, but then there's a bunch of random weapons and items you can find on the ground, and healing items and different vehicles. You can drive around in a wheelchair, or use a cannon, or use a go-kart. There's a bunch of different stuff. And the time to kill can seem a little bit long if you're not really good at aiming. And it's kind of a high skill game, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the weapons are only good if you're really good, like some of the revolvers and stuff. The progression is basically just cosmetic, which I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of just only cosmetic progression, but I kind of like it for this style of game where you just go and collect items off the ground. At number 6, we have Arms of Solitaire. Now, Arms of Solitaire is, of course, a game where you can build and destroy different stuff, a lot like something like Minecraft almost, because the entire world is built out of blocks, essentially, instead of something like Scorched Earth, where there is more of a realistic sense of destruction. This one, you can break stuff very quickly, you can build very quickly, and it is a lot more arcadey because you can run around a lot, the hipfire is pretty good, and the guns seem to be all hit scan. I'm a really big fan of Arms of Solitaire. You can see in the gameplay, the shotgun is amazing. The feedback from this gun is so good. Listen to this. But there's assault rifles, there's sniper rifles, there's different carbines and shotguns and stuff like that. The weapon variety is very good in this game. The way that you unlock weapons is weird. You used to be able to get them by finding secret spots on the map. I don't know if that's true anymore. At number 5, we have Hellreaver Arena. Hellreaver Arena is an arena shooter, so you spawn in and you just have to go find a weapon. And it's a lot like Doom and Quake. You start with a lightning gun, and you also have a red scythe that you can go and one-shot people with. Except that it doesn't seem to one-shot anymore. I don't know how much damage it does. It doesn't feel like I'm one-shotting anybody with it, but you can charge up your scythe and then use that. It also has a shield on it, which is kind of cool. Other than that, you have a pump shotgun, a super shotgun, which is a sawed-off, rocket launcher, a rail gun, a plasma gun, a HMG. You have to have very, very good aim in this one. Keep in mind, really great tracking if you want to clutch up and win. Next up, we have a game called Delta Ring. And Delta Ring is literally just Halo, but I don't even know which one it is. It's like a bunch of different Halos put together. It has weapons from the newest Halo, Halo Infinite, but then it has movement similar to like Halo 1, which is to say that this is an arena shooter, so you spawn in with only a couple of weapons, an assault rifle, which has very little range. It's more of like an SMG with a lot of bloom, and then a Magnum pistol that has a scope on it. The time to kill is very long, and you find weapons all around the map. You also have a bunch of different grenades, and there are different power weapons like a sniper and a rocket launcher. And the weapon variety on this game is very good as well. There's different shotguns, there's different plasma weapons. It is really fun to be able to play Halo on Roblox, and it is a pretty decent recreation of all the Halo weapons. There's also a bunch of maps that are ripped directly from Halo, which is cool as well. And the game used to have Halo multiplayer in its name, but then they removed it for copyright, which I kind of understand. But yeah, pretty fun game. At number 3, we have a tie, and the first game is called Kinetic Code, and this game has been dead for years and years, and it's very sad because this game was supposed to be a lot like Battlefield. You have tanks, you have different positions, you can spawn on your teammates. However, the game is ultra dead, but it's pretty cool. And then the game that this is tied with is another Battlefield type game, which I forgot the name of. What is this one called? I forgot. I'll put it on screen, but basically this is another Battlefield game, but this game was supposed to be huge. I really wanted this game to blow up. Right when it came out, it had 1,000 players back in 2021. But whatever it's called, it has the 4-class system. It has a bunch of different weapons. A lot of the stuff is bugged now, but the gameplay was pretty good. I only think it ended up with 3 maps. There was a desert map, which was very, very open. There was a snow map that was very open, and both of those supported 64 players, which is crazy. I don't think there's a single other FPS game on Roblox that supported 64 players. It was pretty cool. Unfortunately, the game stopped getting updates and it died pretty quick. But then there was also a desert map that was a lot smaller. I'm playing on this one for the gameplay. All the weapons had a spread factor, and they had recoil, and they had different attachments. They all had bullet velocities, so you could actually track people over range. There were spawn beacons, and you could spawn on your teammates, and it was a lot like Battlefield, and there was tanks and stuff like that. At number 2, we have a game named Pirates versus Ninjas. In this game, you have 4 different classes for each team. There's the pirate team and the ninja team, and there's some overlap between the different types of weapons, but they're kind of done differently. No 2 classes are the same between the 2 of them, which is pretty cool. There are guys with only 1 shot on their musket, but they can one-shot. There's a guy with 2 shots on his musket, but it does less body damage, but it can still one-shot. Everybody has melee weapons. Some people have a grappling hook. My favorite guy is probably either side that has the throwing knives or the shurikens, because you get 30 of them. You can actually go collect ammo boxes to get more ammo, but with those guys, you get a grappling hook. You get the 30 of the ninja stars. You can throw them super fast, and they do like 36 to the body and 75 to the head. So you can hit a guy once in the body, once in the head. They have super slow muzzle velocity, or projectile speed, I guess, which makes tracking people really fun. And if you're good with this class, you can go insane. But there's also the different musket classes. There's a bow class, there's a crossbow class. And all the different classes have their different upsides and downsides. Every single class has a different melee weapon that has a different swing speed or different damage. And the maps in this game look good, and the movement is really good. Before we get to number 1, we have an honorable mention, which is called Uzi Jungle. Also, smash like because you 100% haven't heard every game in this video so far. Come on, man. Don't lie. Don't lie. Smash the like button. But yeah, Uzi Jungle, you walk around in a jungle and you have an Uzi. And you can actually change to a laser gun Uzi or shotgun Uzi, depending on what you find. When you go to like a laser in the sky, you can go to a different area and change your type of Uzi. Every time you get a kill, you can actually collect gold off of that person and buy upgrades to your Uzi. You can upgrade the range, the fire rate of your Uzi, and some of the guns shoot really fast. Like, listen to this one. It's crazy. Look at this gameplay and tell me this isn't the best Roblox FPS ever made. And at number 1, we have Polyguns. It had an official Roblox event back in 2017, and the game still works just fine. But it has a bunch of different weapons, like a minigun, and dual pistol, sniper rifle, and a railgun. You have different equipment, like a dash and a double jump. You can have a sword and run really, really fast with a certain armor. But yeah, go play Polygons, and if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, but I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.